team. So we're standing out there. I just want you to do a little deep knee bend, let the arms shake out a little bit, and then top. Go ahead. Or maybe one more. Shake it out a little bit. I'm not going to talk long. Talon family, friends, for my remarks this morning, I want to talk about my favorite hero of 9/11, Todd Morgan Beamer, passenger aboard United Airlines Flight 93. Let me first recount the historical record of the flight and then make a few comments on its values. On September 11, 2001 at 8:42 a.m., United Airlines Flight 93, a Boeing 757, takes off with 37 passengers and 7 crew members from Newark International Airport, not far from where our HHC Specialist Hall grew up. Following a 40-minute delay due to congested runways, the flight departs for San Francisco International Airport. Unfortunately, 4 hijackers were aboard. Only 4 minutes after takeoff at 8:46, American Airlines Flight 11 would crash into the north face of the North Tower of the World Trade Center. Only 16 minutes later, at 9:02, American Airlines Flight 175 would crash into the South Tower. At 9:23, Flight 93 receives a warning message text from United Airlines Flight Dispatch. Beware of any cockpit intrusion. 2 aircraft hit World Trade Center. 5 minutes later, at 9:28, the hijackers stormed the cockpit on Flight 93 to take over the flight. At 9:35, Flight 93 reverses direction over Ohio and starts flying eastward. 2 minutes later, at 9:37, American Airlines Flight 77 will crash into the western side of the Pentagon. At 9:57, a passenger revolt begins on Flight 93. Todd Beamer, a passenger on the hijacked United Airlines flight, tried to place a credit card call through a phone located on the back of a plane seat, but was routed to a customer service representative instead, who passed him on to Supervisor Lisa Jefferson. Beamer reported that 1 passenger was killed and later that a flight attendant had told him the pilot and co-pilot had been forced from the cockpit and may have been wounded. He was also on the phone when the plane made its turn in a southeasterly direction, a move that had him briefly panicking. Later, he told the operator some of the plane's passengers were planning to attack the hijackers and take control of the aircraft. According to Jefferson, Beamer's last audible words were, "Are you guys ready? Let's roll." At 10:03, United Airlines Flight 93 is crashed by its hijackers and passengers due to fighting in the cockpit 80 miles southeast of Pittsburgh in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Later reports indicate that passengers had learned about the World Trade Center and Pentagon crashes on cell phones, and at least 3 were planning on resisting the hijackers. The resistance was confirmed by Flight 93's cockpit voice recording, on which the hijackers are heard making their decision to down the plane before the passengers succeeded in breaching the cockpit door. The 9/11 Commission believed that Flight 93's target was either the United States Capitol building or the White House in Washington, D.C. Todd Beamer died at age 32. That's older than many of you. It's also younger than many of us. At that time, he and his wife Lisa had 2 sons, David and Drew. Their daughter Morgan Kay was born on January 9th, 2002, only 4 months after her father's death. Following the 9/11 attacks, President George W. Bush would lead the nation against al-Qaeda, using the final words of Todd Beamer. On 9 November 2001, in a speech to national leaders in Atlanta, President Bush reflected on Todd Beamer's actions when he said, "Courage and optimism led the passengers on Flight 93 to rush their murderers to save lives on the ground, led by a young man whose last known words were the Lord's Prayer and 'Let's roll.' He didn't know he had signed on for heroism when he boarded the plane that day. Some of the greatest moments have been acts of courage for which none or no one could have ever prepared. We will always remember the words of that brave man expressing the spirit of a great country. We will never forget all we have lost and all we are fighting for. Ours is the cause of freedom. We've defeated freedom's enemies before, and we will defeat them again. We cannot know every turn this battle will take. Yet we know our cause is just, and our ultimate victory is assured. We will no doubt face new challenges, but we have our marching orders. My fellow Americans, let's roll. Black Talons, let me ask you to consider two things as I conclude my remarks. First, Todd Beamer's actions reflect two Army values very clearly: selfless service and personal courage. Todd Beamer could have sat back and hoped someone else could have saved him from the hijackers, but he, with a small group of passengers, decided to take action and seize the cockpit and prevent the hijackers from using the airplane to attack other American landmarks. Beamer's courage inspires me. He seemed to talk to this small group as a quarterback talks to his huddle. He leaned in, looked everyone in the eye and said, "Are you ready? Let's roll." Clearly, selfless service is readily seen in Beamer's actions. It has been said there is no greater love than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Todd Beamer laid down his life to protect Americans like you and me. Final thought I want to leave you with is that on the last day of Todd Beamer's life, he left his family a precious gift, a legacy of honor. Had he known that his life would end so abruptly one day, Todd Beamer would have likely have written his family letters to open just in case something happened to him someday. Letters that expressed his love for them and perhaps some guidance to his kids as they negotiate the preteen and teen years. But he didn't know, and his kids don't have those letters. But they do have the treasure of knowing how their father acted in the last half hour of his life. As a father of 4 precious children, and a husband of a wonderful wife, I'm challenged deeply by Todd Beamer's heroic actions. His actions and a legacy of honor. Faced with absolute terror, Todd Beamer acted honorably to defeat evil and protect our lives. Oh, that we would be known for the same every day of our lives. Todd Beamer's last known words: "Are you ready? Let's roll." Our Army song contains similar words: "First to fight for the right to build the nation's might, and the Army goes rolling along. But of all we've done, fighting till the battle's won, and the Army goes rolling along." Black Talons are proud of the courage and selfless service you display every day. May God bless you and protect you as you serve our nation, and may the Lord continue to extend grace to the many families that have lost loved ones during 9/11 attacks and in the wars that followed. Thanks to those that set up this memorial ceremony, cooked the food, and labored to dress up our battalion area. I really appreciate your time and talent. Black Talons, let's keep rolling along. Cool.
Please stand and honor the fallen with a moment of silence. This concludes the 172nd Support Battalion 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony. Please join us for a barbecue and a 9/11 Remembrance cake following the ceremony. All soldiers